I haven't been doing pickling canning for a long time, a couple of years now, and it's kind of neat because what you do is you take it back to being able to do everything right from the start. One of the other things I do a lot of too is mustards, and mustards are really, my wife tells me I shouldn't tell everybody this, but they're really easy to make. And the beautiful thing about mustard is that you can make just about anything that you possibly can imagine. I mean, spicy, just plain old yellow mustard. You can make mustards with bananas. You can make mustards with garlic, shallots. So anything that your little heart it makes you happy with, you can do that type of thing. I'm not a big proponent of recipes. I'm a big proponent of recipes to get the basics. But what I really like to see people do is sort of take them and then run with them. Pickles are an example. We're going to be doing some dill pickles, some basic dill pickles. But the other thing you can remember to do with them is like we also do we call it fire pickles. So we use a naga chili and pop it in there. So depending on your tolerance for heat, depends on the size of the chili that you put in the jar. For those of you who don't know the naga, it's also known as the ghost pepper. And if you think that a jalapeno is hot, it sits at about 60,000 on the Scoville guide, where a naga sits at 1,041,000. Yeah, exactly. Hello. So it hurts both ways, and it's quite an interesting pepper. We do grow them for a lot of you who know me from the restaurant scene, but we've opened up a local food store out in Collins Bay, where Clark's by the Bay was. So we've been open about 3 months now. My wife takes care of most of that. I'm the Joe Boy, which is kind of fun. And we've sourced a lot of local food products. So our thought process was bring farmers to one central location. So the idea is that we have local bison, local pork, local goat, lots of different meats, turkey sausages, but we also have, for a lot of us that are cheese aficionados, I've sourced out really good cheese producers. So we have a husband and wife team near Peterborough, Crosswinds. They milk goats, and within 4 hours it's cheese. It's fantastic goat cheese. It's the best I've ever had. In Finch, I buy from Canreg Station. They make amazing sheep's milk cheeses. And then in Alexandria, Glengarry cheese, Margaret makes the best cow's milk cheeses. So we have probably about 15, 20 different varieties. I don't know who read the Wig Santa this morning, but Mike McDonald, who has that place up in Sharbert Lake now, is making charcuterie, local charcuterie. And we're carrying some of his stuff. He's just getting up and running, so it's a little slow start. But then we take a run, and we're in Prince Edward County and the neighboring farms 4 days a week, bringing in fresh produce. So whatever is really fresh right now and local, we have that as well. So anyway, welcome. We're going to do the jam first, and hopefully our amazing little machine here will operate for us properly. Most people know jam as the sweet stuff you spread on toast in the morning. And I started thinking, well, that's kind of neat, but what if you had made a savory jam? And the thought process there is when you're in a really big hurry, you know, and you get home and you throw some rice on, you throw some chicken on, and, you know, boil broccoli or whatever, but you really don't want to get into the whole process of making a sauce or marinating, that type of thing. The savory jams are in a jar sitting in the fridge that you've made your pork, you know, loin chop, you cook your breast of chicken, you have a piece of steak, whatever the case may be, and then you take the jar of jam and just put it on as you eat it. So it's like the bread, but it's like jam for savory aspects. And the people, when they first think about it, oh, well, you're crazy. But once they've tried it, they work on it. But I've done a lemon basil jam with chicken and fish, which is amazing. And I've done a plum and peach, which is what we're going to do here today. And so I have in this little jar 3 cups of peaches from Niagara, of course. And we have some prune plums. This is a cup of prune plums. Now, with both of these, you can use any different types of, what am I trying to say here? Plums or peaches. Like I've used white peaches, which are amazing. I've used different types of plums, which are equally delicious. This is garlic from Bayview Farm, of course. Where else? And what we like to do is to, we've grown a number of different varietals, and this one is the world famous Siberian. And I'm just going to use this. So in this recipe, we have the peaches. We also have apple cider vinegar and onions, so quarter cup. So I'm going to let that cook down for a minute or two. As well, I'm going to put a clove of garlic in to infuse. Actually, I like to put 2 in. And that's the other thing with all the recipes. Just, I mean, if you really like garlic, put 15 in. If you have a problem, and then stay away from all your friends, mind you. Yeah, thanks. And if you don't like garlic at all, that's fine. If you're allergic to garlic, but when you make everything yourself, you can really sort of tailor it to your own interest, and that's what I like so much, because everybody asks me the question, why did you ever get involved with cooking and whatnot? And if you'll ask my mother, who is sitting over here in the shade, she'll tell you because he was the fussiest kid on the planet. So I just figured it was probably easier to make it myself and leave everybody else to have to not deal with my fussiness. And I guess it comes through in the cooking, because so far we've done reasonably well. And here we have orange juice and lemon juice, a little more acid with the cider. This is liquid pain. So this is my hot sauce that I do make with Naga peppers, vinegar and sweet peppers. So if everybody's watching the amount I put in, that's going to be hot. You laugh. Is there anybody that really thinks they're tough? Oh, come on, there's got to be somebody here. Yes? Okay, come on up. Can I have a spoon? Yeah. But you know what? I really have to thank you. This is the hot sauce, so I'll just put that much on. And you can just try a little bit to start. And then we go from there. Try a little bit more. You're good? Yeah. Yeah, he went. He didn't even tear up a bit. Anybody else like to try it? Anybody got a banana? Smart aleck, you out. I thought maybe they'd slip me the wrong hot sauce. But as we all know, there's various. Are you one of those people who can take anything? No. Oh, okay.
So I make my own habanero hot sauce.
Oh, just habaneros?
Just straight habanero.
Really?
Pureed.
Yeah, because you got a fire gullet. That was pretty funny, actually. Can I have security here, please, now? Anybody else want to try it? No, really? No. So as you can see here, I'm cooking it down now. When I cut the vegetables, as you maybe cannot see, well, I'm going to leave it on here because it goes off otherwise. I've left it fairly chunky because as it cooks, I like it to be, sort of fairly meaty. The other thing we're going to add is a package of pectin, because it's jam now, right? You want to try this? So basically, the rule with canning is you have this mixed together, this mixture put together, and you bring it to a boil, and once it starts to boil, you add the sugar. Now, what I've done is, again, reduce the amount of sugar because, again, we're trying to make a savory jam, and, sorry, and the thing is I don't want to, sorry, I don't want to have it sort of like it's solid. I want it a little bit runny. So you don't need as much sugar in for that situation. We're going to just take this out and put up tongs. So we're just going to go through the process of boiling. Now, I did a demo up for Perth Garlic Festival, and what I do is I put them in, you make sure your jars are boiled, been boiling for 5 minutes or so, make sure they're sterilized. A lot of people just put them in their microwave, sort of in their dishwasher, and I've heard that you can just microwave as well. You put them in a microwave for 45 seconds, but I prefer the old-fashioned way. We boil it, and then I take a second boiling. So once we fill the jars, we'll process it. Again, we're boiling the jars in the boiling water for 5-10 minutes. Now, last time I did that, a lot of the women said, "Oh, I don't do that. And so I checked with the health unit because, of course, they know everything, and they said that could be fine, but especially since we're selling it, you definitely want to process it a second time. And the big thing is mold. That mold can grow without processing it that second time. So we're stir it up here. Get it. So right now it's boiling, and the wasp would like some too. So I'll put the sugar in all at once. And if you read the instructions that comes with these packages, they're pretty accurate. They say don't do 4 times, don't do 5 times. I've done that a number of times. So most of the time it works. Every once in a while it doesn't. So if you want to be sure, the big thing is the tongs. So basically, you put the sugar in, stir it up all at once, and then you bring it back to another boil. Okay. Yeah, sure. Do you have a ladle back there? Okay. That's the one thing when you're doing a demo in the middle of nowhere. So you forget that all that stuff that you're used to having right around you at any moment's notice isn't there anymore. Yeah, that'll be perfect. There we go. Yeah, excellent work. So again, it's coming to a boil. And what they say is, that rolling boil that you can't stir down. So just keep coming. So once that starts, then you stir for a minute. Once it's started that little process. And time for a song. La, la, la. With the pickles, what we've done is we have fresh dill, available from the market, of course. You put that into your jars. And again, if you're a real freak for dill, add more. If you're not crazy about the flavor of dill, there's other flavors that you put in place. And then, of course, the Bayview Farm garlic.